I was 15 minutes into my video and my camera stopped and deleted the video. Not impressed, computer, not impressed. I think it's punishing me because yesterday I was making dry shampoo and it got all dusty. So I think it's mad at me that I didn't cover it up first because I had a little bit of a spilling accident. It happens usually the first time that I make any new product. There's some kind of chaos. So I have bangs again. I'm very excited about them. I'll talk about them later whenever I'm going to give you guys a sneak peek of a new product, which I kind of just spilled the beans about what I'll be talking about. But anyways, I'll probably be fidgeting a lot because they're still a novelty to me. So yeah. So I'm going to be doing something different today. I am actually going to be talking about my products, which I don't do all that often, but one of the main questions I get is how do I build a routine with Stark? How do I create a Stark routine? What do I need? What am I going to get? How do I use it? Jess, what do I do? So first of all, you should just buy everything. No, I'm kidding. But, so if you're missing something in your routine, I guess that would be the first place that you would go, like if you want to fill in some gaps with some Stark stuff. But I'll just walk you through what a routine could look like, and for what kind of skin types. Now, as you know, I don't really believe in skin types. I believe that all skin is just trying to normalize itself. It's just trying to get back into a state of being balanced, but, there's so many factors tricking our body into our skin just doing some weird things. So maybe we produce too much sebum, maybe we're underproducing, maybe a lot of inflammation is showing up on our skin in the form of psoriasis or eczema or cystic acne. But really, skin is just trying desperately to do its job, but life is hard and life is getting in the way, and it needs help. So what Stark, the issue that Stark tries or is focused on is undoing and facing environmental change, environmental impact, environmental stress on the skin. So people who live in an urban environment are assaulted with totally unnatural, obviously, factors on their skin that is going to really be messing up with that balance. And poor skin just doesn't know what to do, right? It's just like, oh no, I'm being assaulted. I'm gonna, put out this hormone, put out that hormone, and then it's like, the scales are just going woo, woo, woo. So that's kind of how our skin ends up being imbalanced and having more inflammation than necessary, and just getting all out of whack, right? So what Stark does is, as I said, it sort of addresses what some of those concerns are with the different ingredients, with how the stuff works, how it works synergistically together, in order to help the skin be more purified, detoxify, although I know we don't like that word anymore. Do we like that word still? I don't know. It's been flogged. Sorry guys. Yeah, so it's detoxifying, it's cleansing skin, but then it's also, I use essential oils, and my background in aromatherapy, and not just aromatherapy, but like the chemical properties of essential oils. It's not just like the therapy of aroma, anyways, and herbalism, Western herbalism. I do throw in a little bit of like Ayurveda in there too, in order to counteract and in order to fortify our skin and to teach our skin how to do its job a little bit better. And of course, this really addresses the concerns of premature aging, we'll call it, or weathering. I like calling it weathering, because essentially that's what it is. It's like if you think of, the side of a house, and let's say it's the side of the house that gets a lot of sun, a lot of wind, a lot of rain, what that does to the natural oils in the wood, like let's say you live in a log cabin or something, the way that those logs are going to look on that side of the house is going to be very different than the side of the house that's protected, it's in the shade, it's not getting like an onslaught of rain, it's not getting wind, it's not getting pollution. Like, you're going to have two very different looking, sets of logs, right? So that's kind of what's going on with skin too. Like, our face is faced with a lot more harsh treatment than, let's say, like the inside of your arm or wherever, like your butt cheek. So we want to be treating our skin, but specifically the face, with some special treatment. And when it comes to undoing environmental stress, that's like Stark's big concern. And so I'm going to just jump right into talking about how to build a routine. Sorry, kombucha break. With my stuff. And you can tell that I'm not really used to talking about my products. Like, I write about them and I can kind of, slip in information about skincare or products, but I'm not used to almost like this more, like, I'm not saying I'm like doing like a sales pitch or anything, but kind of like this just presenting everything one after another. It's going to be, I don't know, this is like an interesting challenge for me in a way, and I'm going to have to consult my phone to consult my own website because I know I'm going to forget information about my products, especially when I get to talking about Evergreen, which is the signature oil infusion that I created, that I put in a bunch of different products, because it's like 7 different herbs, and I do want to kind of touch on each one, but I'll need to reference my site. Okay, so my number one product, and this has been my number one product since ye olden days, when it was called grapefruit. This is Aurora. So this is our Cleanse and Hydrate Balm. It's the multi-purpose balm that you can use to cleanse, to hydrate, although that's technically not the right term, is it? It's moisturize, not hydrate. But cleanse and moisture balm. Actually, that sounds okay too. You never know. The labels may change. It's our multi-purpose balm that you can use as your first cleanser. Look at that beautiful golden color. I don't know if it's going to show up. There's a lot of sun in here today. That you can use to melt makeup off, anything. Like, I use conventional waterproof mascara sometimes and just rub that in, and so gently takes off mascara. I have really sensitive eyes and I don't have any problems with this. It smells, it's citrusy. There's no grapefruit in it anymore. It's actually blood orange and petit grain now that makes the, and orange wax that makes the citrus scent. And then there's also turmeric and wild catrafe, which adds a lot of sort of antibacterial. Oh, it smells so good. And cocoa. I use raw, unrefined cocoa. It's like, it's not even the white stuff. It's like brown. It smells so good. As well as mango seed butter. There's virgin, organic, cold pressed coconut oil, like the good stuff. And then since a lot of it is high in oleic acid is the sort of the what makes certain oils or certain lipids sort of like thick and occlusive and greasy, which is good. It just kind of depends on your skin type. I balance it out with lots of linoleic acid, which is in the pumpkin seed butter, which is going to help with acne-prone skin. So linoleic acid is the oil that you're looking for if you have acne-prone skin, because it just nourishes the skin. It doesn't create any kind of like what is the comedogenic barrier oily feeling on your skin. It doesn't clog pores, and it's feeding your skin exactly what it needs, exactly what your skin believes that it's or is lacking, and why it's overproducing sebum, and why it's getting into this like crazy cycle of trying to produce more and more and more. Once it receives that linoleic acid, it kind of like, it calms down, it steps back. It's like, oh, okay, everything's okay, guys. We're okay. We don't have to keep producing more. We got the linoleic acid. We're good. So it really helps acne-prone skin. Not necessarily if you have cystic acne, which is, as you know, harder to deal with and to treat. Some people with cystic acne have had really good results with it, but it is best for oily acne-prone skin. I'm gonna tell you guys a secret, actually. Often, especially with like the smaller indie brands, find out what kind of, what the skin type or what skin issues the founder has, because those are usually the very first products we've ever made, and it's sort of like our interests. And generally smaller brands, we formulate what we're interested in, right? So I have, or had, quite oily, acne-prone skin. I used to get, lots of clogged pores. I would get quite a few larger pimples, and then I would often get just like lots of little guys too. Whiteheads, blackheads, the whole shebang. So, and then my skin would really change with seasons, and my skin would really change as I moved. When I was 19 and I lived here, so in the Ottawa area, but in Quebec, and then I moved to Vancouver, my skin freaked out. It freaked out. It was probably also the stress and all kinds of stuff, but I went from having just a couple of pimples sometimes to like having like a mask. So those are things in my life that I've combated, that I've dealt with, that I've thought a lot about, and so that's my skin type. It's also a little bit sensitive, and I'm also 35, so I am thinking a lot about anti-aging, but I don't call it anti-aging. I like to call it now youth mocking. Ha. So Aurora is, if you've never bought anything from Stark, you should probably just start with this guy, because it's been my number one seller for, I want you guys to see the design. It's been my number one seller for a long time. You can do a lot with it. Did I say this already? You can use it as like a base for mineral makeup. You can use it as a moisture mask. You can use it as a lip balm. You can use it to moisturize your hands, your feet, your nails, your whatever, everything. And so, yeah, it can be your first cleanse, it can be your second cleanse, and it can be your moisturizer right on top of it. So it's really nice if you're traveling. I sell this in two sizes, the 60 ml and then the 120. And the 120 is a nice, big, tall one, and it lasts a long time. So that is that. And then there is Eclipse, which I can't keep in stock. So Eclipse is a gel cleanser. It's a gel, but it's kind of creamy. I'll show you. See? And it's black, of course, from the activated coconut charcoal. This also smells really good. So the inspiration behind this was my trip to Sri Lanka, where I just wanted like no oil on my face because I was feeling so oily and greasy. And we were actually in Colombo when I was like dreaming, like I was actually having like this little like daydream about a facial cleanser, and it was this guy. I just wanted something that was gentle, super effective, that just got right in there and just degunked. So there's like a double hit of salicylic acid in there from the white willow bark and from the cucumber. It's not an acid cleanser. Like, it's got the BHAs from the salicylic acid, but it's not, I don't know, like I wouldn't consider it like an acid treatment for your face. Maybe if you left it on as a mask, but really it's just enough to kind of get into your pores and like degunk it. And then that's going to help obviously like clear out blackheads and whiteheads and stuff like that, but it's also going to help other products penetrate easier. And because it doesn't have an oily film, it really just gets right in there. So if you do find that you've got that you're quite sensitive to it, but you want to use it, like, let's say every day. I only use it every like 2 or 3 days. And then in the summer, I'll be using it a bit more. So if you do feel the need to just sort of make like a little bit, like just make it less active, put a layer of Aurora on first, just a light layer, and then put Eclipse on over that. The scents go really well together. And I know that scent isn't supposed to matter in skincare, but it does to me. Therefore, the skincare that I create smells really, really good and really different, I think. So where am I going to put this? Oh, there we go. On my jeans. Yeah, and I try to like scent match everything because I like all my stuff to like work progressively together. And Eclipse has cardamom, cedarwood, which is the scent that no one quite catches. It's cedarwood. I love cedarwood. Oh my god. And orange? I don't remember. I think it's orange. And it just smells really good. In Ayurveda, they say that cardamom is one of the only essential oils that balances all of the doshas, which is really, I think is really nice. I'm a Pitta, if you wanted to know. And I actually took just like Ayurvedic tests online, like, oh, which dosha am I? And I'd always get Pitta. And then when I went to Sri Lanka, I actually spent the day with an Ayurvedic doctor, and she was like, oh, let's see which dosha you are. And she just kind of like grabbed my wrist, and she was feeling for something, and then she looked at me, she looked at my face, she looked at my eyes, something like that. I don't really remember, like my tongue. No, it's in traditional Chinese medicine. I don't remember what she did, but it was really just like squeezing my wrist, and she's like, oh, you're definitely a Pitta. And I'm like, yes, I think I am. But I so am. So yeah, so it's got both warming and cooling, refreshing properties all at the same time. Like, it's calming and uplifting. It's such a strange, cardamom is such a strange, amazing scent. It kind of reminds me of frankincense in the sense that it's like a shapeshifter, and I think it's like a really interesting oil. So I was happy to finally include it in my line. So it is in La Belle Eclipse, as well as, did I mention that it has licorice root in it that helps brighten skin, and 2 kinds of coconut based surfactants in it. So super, super gentle. They're both actually surfactants that are recommended for babies. And I'm not one that, I don't 100% agree that you need, like, I don't think you need a foaming face cleanser in your life per se, but we all know that sometimes we do. And I sort of feel like intuitively, when you need that like extra cleansing, like deep down, it's an exfoliation, but it's definitely not a mechanical exfoliation, and it is very, very, very gentle. It doesn't really foam that much. This one, it also has colloidal oatmeal, so it's super, super soothing. Yeah, so Eclipse, can hardly keep it in stock. When you see it in stock, if you want it, buy it, because in the US, my US store, it goes out of stock all the time. Kombucha sip? I sometimes make my own, but there's something, I don't like my own kombucha. Like, I think I make okay kombucha, but it's one of those things that's kind of like a sandwich. Like, someone else's sandwich or kombucha always tastes better than your own. So even though it's like $4 plus tax a pop, I'm kind of a sucker for it. Okay. Next in your routine, you would have a mist, perhaps, or not. It's totally up to you. Oh, you can't see my lovely designs. It's all bleached out. There we go. Oh, see? Peek inside. Peek in there. This is Petrichor, so this was the most recent launch. Purifying tonic. This one also has white willow bark and cucumber in it, so it's also got the salicylic acid. Again, it's not enough to really be like chemical peeling you. If you've got super dry skin, if you feel like your skin has already been really compromised by over exfoliation, maybe you're gonna find it's too much. But I don't know. Like, I think most people, especially if you have oilier skin, so gentle. It really is. So petrichor is in an aloe vera based base, as well as witch hazel, a non-alcoholic or an alcohol-free, non-alcoholic witch hazel, which you need, like, if alcohol is not good in skincare. So do check if you are using a different facial mist, whether or not it has alcohol in it. So this one does not. It also has, so white willow bark cucumber, which, by the way, even though they are like, they're BHA exfoliants, they're also extremely anti-inflammatory. So whenever you're doing something like peeling or exfoliating or whatever, you always want to be counteracting the harshness with gentleness, right? So even though salicylic acid is sloughing away some skin, it's also providing a lot of anti-inflammatories. So it's any irritation that it may cause, it's going to be like doing the opposite, like at the exact same time. So sorry, I'm just getting a call. Denied. So yeah, so it's like balancing out any kind of irritation that it could possibly cause, like at the same time, which I think is pretty cool. Petrichor, what else is in petrichor? Consult ye old website. You can tell I haven't, oh yeah, okay, it's got ferulic acid in it. Ooh, and watermelon extract. So watermelon extract is a really good anti-pollution extract. It's it can undo some of the damage that UV rays do. It also has green tea in it, which kind of has the same idea. How do I get to the rest of my store? How do I navigate my own store? It's not a good sign if I don't know how. Am I doing petrichor? Okay. Petrichor, yeah, and ferulic acid. Ferulic acid is based, it comes from rice bran, and it's a super antioxidant. So I am all about those antioxidants. Any kind of oxidative stress that I can possibly help you undo, got your back, sister and or brother. Sorry. Oh yeah, it does have some humectants in it, because you always want to make sure that you are getting your humectants. Soothe skin, ferulic acid, incredibly potent antioxidant, found in nearly every plant seed. And what it does is it helps any other antioxidant do its job better. So specifically C and E. So there's a little bit of vitamin C in the watermelon extract, and then vitamin E is lipid soluble. It's not water soluble, so it's not in petrichor, but you will find it in all of my oils and the balm. There's just straight up vitamin E in there, and in most other facial oils. So it's going to be helping facial oils, the antioxidant effects, be stronger. And yeah, watermelon helps with UV, reduces inflammation, neener. Yeah. Sorry. Okay. Next product. Oh yeah, and petrichor has a really nice green vetiver, cucumber, violet leaf, and geranium scent. Really nice. Really different too, I have to say. I don't like basic scents. I don't like stuff that's just like, oh yeah, that smells just like blah blah. Like, I like things that are pretty unique. Okay, so next up is our city oil. This is gonna be a long video, you guys. Here is city. Oh, I just want to show you guys that. Here you go. So City used to be Cypress Purity and Defense Oil. It's now City Recalibrating Oil. So as the name would suggest, it is helping your skin get back to its happy place. This is probably really annoying that I'm like consulting my phone. Yes, I just said A. I'm Canadian. So, City helps purify, tonify, and boost lost essential nutrients in skin and defends from the harsh city elements such as pollution, stress, indoor air, smoke, weather, etc. So I have a lot of information on my site. So, the ingredients, some of the highlights: olive squalane, broccoli. God, I love those two. Olive squalane and broccoli are two of my favorite oils, like by far. Rice bran oil, which has its own UV defense. That's off the record. And Stark's Evergreen Infusion. Okay, let's talk about Evergreen. No, first I'm just going to talk a little bit more about what's in here. Hazelnut, apricot, hemp seed, broccoli, olive squalane, some vitamins, some super delicious essential oils. It's got this green scent that is really unisex. Oh, great beard oil. This is a great oil for men as well as women. It's a little bit more masculine than you're probably going to be used to, because it's most stuff on like the green beauty market is very floral or very citrusy. This is not. But it does have sort of a, you know, essential oils are very volatile, so you're not gonna have the scent stick around for a long time, unless you put it in your beard, in which case you will have a nice fresh scented beard. It's quite lovely. Okay, I'm gonna tell you guys about Evergreen. So Evergreen is an infusion that I create. Either I do a glycerite of it, which means that it's infused in glycerin, for any water-based product, or I do a lipid infusion. So I macerate it in 3 oils: grapeseed, metafoam, and camellia, which are 3 of my favorite super light oils. And it's 7 herbs. Ugh, how dare you go to sleep on me, phone. So the herbs that I chose are mostly adaptogens. So I chose adaptogens that also work for your skin. That work for your skin and that are going to help your skin kind of like teach your skin how to do its thing better. So uva ursi, which is also called bearberry bush or bearberry leaf. Bearberries anyways. A lot of the stuff that I chose is also from like sort of my region, so it's a lot of northern climates, because I believe that I have a lot of respect for cactuses, but I also have a lot of respect for for northern plants, because they have to survive some of the harshest climates ever, and yeah. So they have to produce a lot of nutrients, a lot of defense mechanisms, so that's what we want in our skin. So uva ursi contains a lot of alpha-arbutin, which your skin will break down into a very natural form of hydroquinone, which I know is an iffy ingredient if you're getting that pure, but this is like a whole plant version of it. So what it does is it helps lighten hyperpigmentation. And then it also contains allantoin, which is a soothing phytochemical that can also help repair tissue damage. The next up is Labrador tea, and I often take pictures of sitting in like a little pile of Labrador tea. Really rich in vitamin C. If you want a really, really great wintertime tea, Labrador tea is really, really, really high in vitamin C. It helped a lot of people in these areas fight scurvy back in the day. It's going to help promote the production of collagen, increase skin's elasticity. So it's super high in antioxidants. Rhodiola root is next. It's an adaptogen herb, which is sweet and rosy. It helps protect against environmental stress, such as UV damage, pollution, and climate shifts. Horsetail, which looks like a horse's tail, contains a staggering amount of silica. So that helps strengthen the connective tissues in your skin, which is going to lead to an increase in elasticity, which is really a good thing. Gotu kola is also known as Centella asiatica, which will help increase blood flow. Sorry, I just shook my computer. It's going to help increase blood flow to the skin. Sorry, I just lost my place. And will help decrease the appearance of fine lines. Nettle, which is one of my favorite teas. Oh, I love nettle. Isn't gonna sting your skin. It actually helps soothe inflammation. It's a powerful antioxidant, and it helps your skin's ability to heal itself and protect against environmental stress. And then marshmallow root is the last one, is very soothing, very calming. It has natural ceramide precursors and it aids in skin hydration and barrier repair. So it makes an important ingredient for city dwellers who can often struggle with that particular problem. So that is in CY. It's also in Petrichor. It's also in Eclipse. And it's also in new product. Thank you for watching 31 minutes in. Here's your reward. New product, Ete. Ete is my spot treatment. Ete came to me, the name, because it means extinguish in French. And I was thinking, like, when I have a pimple, I often refer to them as being volcanoes. So I always think of, like, soothing and calming the volcano. So this is to extinguish volcanoes. It's mostly Stark Evergreen Complex, also neem, and a cocktail of essential oils that are going to help reduce the inflammation. It's also going to help with the regenerating the tissues and with scar reduction. So, and of course it's really antibacterial. It smells really interesting. It's not what you would expect a spot treatment to smell like. So that is Ete, which I will talk about more once it's ready to be released. And then our other oil is Midnight. So where did City go? So City would be the daytime oil. Super light on the skin. It's like a really good makeup base. It's very, very, very light. It's great for people who are like, oh no, I would never put oil on my skin. I've got oily skin. Like, this is the oil for those people. Midnight is it's a heavier, almost, one of my customers sort of described it as having like a gel-like consistency, and I would agree. It is quite gel-like. Attention for people who have allergies to nuts. It does contain macadamia. Where's the internet? So it's based in macadamia. It also has, so sorry you guys, I find it so annoying that I'm doing this. It's a very yellow, like bright orange oil, which I love. I know that's not supposed to matter, but I loves it. Oh my god. I can hear my cats fighting behind me. Macadamia, sweet almond, evening primrose, jojoba, meadowfoam, camellia, pomegranate, blackcurrant, black cumin, sea buckthorn, tamanu, oat oil, cupuacho, I don't know how you pronounce that actually, and then neroli, a lot of neroli, and then some other essential oils. It's beautiful. This is like the youth mocking, anti-aging. It's got a little bit of a tacky feel, so it kind of like, it sticks onto your skin in a sense. Like, it's not sticky or anything. It's just that it's not a light runny oil. It's like a thicker oil, which you probably can't see on my hand right now. This is the nighttime oil. I would enter this in a competition. I would put this up against any of the high-end, super premium oils out there. You know, the ones that call themselves oil serums, premium na. This is chock full organic ingredients, super effective, like I just kind of like took the best of the best and shoved it into this. Love Midnight. It's regenerating. It smells amazing. Like, my skin instantly feels softer putting it on. Oh, it's really lovely. It's kind of addictive. So for skin, that's Stark right now. You guys might remember my water-based serum called Everlasting. It's still available in Canada, like the first generation one. So if you're in Canada, buy it. And in the US, the new one will be coming out probably the end of the summer, and it's going to be similar to its predecessor, but of course improved and awesome, I think. So for hair, super quickly, I'll just show you guys. For hair, we have Tendril. It's a hair oil. It's for fine hair. It is non-greasy, super light. I can put this in my hair and then braid my hair and then end up with an incredible amount of volume. Like, I created this for me because I could never use hair oils, and I love the idea of using oil on everything, and I could never use a hair oil. The trick, if you have, well, besides just using this, the trick to having good success with a hair oil, if you do have very fine hair and you're conscious of it getting very greasy looking quickly, if you're doing your face and then you do your hair oil, wash your hands before using this so that you don't have any remnants of your facial oils, which are going to be a little bit heavier on your hands. It makes a really big difference. So Tendril is the most lightweight yet nourishing hair oil that I've ever come across. Then I made it. And it's definitely for, different hair types, but especially if you've always been afraid of hair oils or haven't had very good success because you have fine hair. This is for us. This is for us. Okay, and because you've now been listening for nearly 37 minutes, I'm embarrassed. I have another new product to show you guys. It's my dry shampoo. I just made the first large batch of it yesterday. It's different than other dry shampoos, I think. It's not just... Okay, so the problem that I had with some dry shampoos is that I would put it in and it would make my hair too light and fly away and like almost like baby hair, and it was kind of creeping me out. So this one actually has totally just drew a blank on the name of the clay. Fuller's Earth, which is really nourishing to your hair, but it adds just a little bit of extra, like, oh, did you guys see how it comes out? It's just like a little boop, 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 boop. So powder doesn't go flying everywhere whenever you use this. This has a little bit of extra grit to it, because I don't want my hair, like, I don't want it to get too fly away from dry shampoo. So you see how it just took care of my bangs. My bangs are not clean, by the way. I didn't do them today, so it really took care of that. It smells like, the San Pellegrino Aranciata, like the orange one, or the blood orange one? It kind of smells like that at first. And then it smells like vanilla with just a little touch of patchouli, but it's not like you won't smell like a hippie. You'll smell like a very high-end luxe hippie. So yeah, it's got just a touch of grit to it, because if you've got very fine hair, that sometimes dry shampoo can just make it all this like crazy static flyaway situation, which is kind of like no bueno. So yeah, it's got a little bit of the Fuller's Earth in it to kind of give it a little bit more grit and texture, as well as organic arrowroot and organic tapioca starch, and some actives, some nice stuff that actually has been helping me grow out my hair. If you remember last year, my hair, I don't know why you would remember, but last year my hair was like down to here, and like I now, well, it's up to there, I guess. I don't know, whatever. For me, I feel like my hair's growing out quicker since I've been using both Tendril and Sahara, which is the dry shampoo's name. And yeah, it's like, you can't tell, like, it looks shiny, it looks clean, but it's got a little bit of texture. So it just gives your hair a bit more like grit, a little bit more like that kind of rock and roll like feeling to it. And so it's not just a big staticky flyaway mess that I find sometimes dry shampoo can do for fine-haired folk, which kind of defeats the purpose, right? So that is Stark up to now. Congratulations for watching all of this. Hope that was mildly interesting. Thank you for bearing with me. I will see you guys next time. Bye.